Hello, welcome back or welcome to my channel. It is Sunshine Lorena and this is vlog 1 for the mixtape readathon winter edition. So guys, yes, this is vlog 1 of 2. I'm going to split it into 2 vlogs because the mixtape readathon is taking place across 2 weeks and this is going to be all the books I'm reading for it. If you saw my January TBR, I did include the books that I was going to read for this readathon and things are changing already. So basically I got approved for some arcs and things and I'm just going to have to switch things up in order to read those books in time. I'm not entirely sure exactly the full map of my books, but we will see. I'm actually filming this on Saturday, the 14th of January. The readathon actually officially starts tomorrow. However, my first book for this readathon, I am going to be reading this across basically the 2 weeks. And I need the read along for it to start today, so it makes sense for me to do this intro and start reading. I'm only going to be reading a small section, and yes, and the book is Immune by Philip Detmer, who has a YouTube channel which is listed here, guys. I will have details below. And thanks, I need to say thanks to Tunetank Collective because they are doing the very first YouTube read along and I am reading this for part of it. So the read along dates pretty much coincide with these 2 weeks of the mixtape readathon, which is why I've brought this into my TBR. So this I'll be using for new to me author and I can use it for free choice as well. So this is my main book over the next 2 weeks. Like I said, some of the other ones I did in my TBR is probably going to change. We're just going to have to see how it goes as we go through it. But yes, I need to read the first like introductory sections and then up to page 16 of this tonight. This is gorgeous and stunning. Like I said, I'll leave the details below, but I've had a little flick through and like the illustrations, it's just beautiful. So from what I've heard of this, it is done in a style that a non-science person can get it. It's done in a conversational way, it's much easier to understand, and that's what I need. So yes, and I'm super interested to know as well about the immune system, because I think it's just obviously something really important in our body. So I mean, on the back of here, what it says is you wake up and feel a tickle in your throat, your head hurts, you're mildly annoyed as you get ready to head out the door. Meanwhile, just below your skin, an epic war is being fought. Most of us never stop to ask what even is our immune system. Second only to the human brain in its complexity, it is one of the oldest and most crucial facets of life on Earth. Without it, you would die within days. So it's just, yes, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how the whole system works and how it can be impacted not only by viruses but also by like food intolerances and allergies, etc. I personally have some food intolerances, so it'll be really interesting to see how my system works because like I don't really know the details of it. My husband actually, if you don't know, is in science. He is a scientist. And while he does do biology, he's been mainly in plants. He's looking a little bit more at human biology now. But even him, he looked at some of this, he looked at the map of the cells, and there's some cells that he doesn't know himself. So there is like a lot going on in the body, and I always seem to be around science people because of him, and it'd be nice to be able to hold a scientific conversation or something as well. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, and hopefully it should be interesting. So that's what I'm going to be doing this evening, is reading that section. I still have a couple of books that I'm finishing off reading as part of my January releases reading vlog, which should be up now, guys. And that was How to Sell a Haunted House and Spare, but I still need to finish those. And then apart from obviously Immune, I will then be picking up books for this readathon. I think I'm probably still going to keep Shiver by Ali Reynolds for setting, because it is all about like the snowy is a really big part of the plot. But then what I'm going to do for the other bits, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to switch up because like I said, I have some arcs that I should be reading. So we will be getting onto that shortly. But yes, read those pages, try and finish those other 2 books that have nothing to do with this TBR, and then actually pick up a book for this TBR that hopefully was on my TBR already or one that I've switched. We will see. But that's it for the moment, and I will give you an update once I have actually done some reading. Hello lovely people, it is is Monday lunchtime. So I did not update you yesterday at all, the official day of the start of this readathon, because I was busy, had things to do for the week, and you know, we had some people over as well again. So, you know, busy weekend. But that was good. I really enjoy spending time with people and doing different things and not just always having my head in a book. So this morning I finished off yesterday's pages of Immune. So I've read the first 2 days. I'm going to catch up. I'm going to read today's one now at lunch. We'll do it after work. I'll see, because I didn't want to read them with the other ones I was finishing yesterday. I want to kind of separate them and just read them in the chunks, just because it is more detailed information than just reading a book, you know. But so far what I found about Immune is, first of all, it is really accessible language it's being used. It's really easy to understand. He explains things in a way that anyone can understand. So he really does scale things in a way that you'll understand the size of things. So yes, and then also the illustrations are just gorgeous. I just went and grabbed this because I realised I didn't have it in my hand. But when I've been going through, and I'm now up to page 41, but you see the illustrations are like just, they're gorgeous. They're not coming across anymore. They're really good, detailed. This so far has been one of my favourite ones, just to see the size of different things. And like viruses are so small, guys, which, you know, I knew that they were small, but like seeing everything in comparison, it's been really interesting. Because personally, I didn't study science really. So I didn't study science that far, like I did, you know, the usual exams that you would do, but I didn't keep on going with it. So this has been really interesting for me, seeing all those different bits and pieces, and like I said, the accessibility of the language. And yeah, so and it's on page 41. There's like another page, 20 pages to read today. Like I said, this is probably going to be the book that I'm going to be reading, speaking about the most. And what I didn't actually explain to this when I was introducing you to this book is that it's done in parts. So we've done part 1, which was your immune system, which is kind of like the building blocks just to understand what's going on. And now we're in part 2, which is catastrophic damage. Can you see that? Hopefully. So it's talking about meeting your enemies, about cuts, which there was just like something mentioned, and I just think this was, I think it was just so interesting. So he's speaking about like just not that long ago, in terms of like our grandparents' generation, a cut, and I'm not going to be able to probably find the words that I want to use here, but like a cut. Yeah, okay, here we go. So it explained about like just a cut, you would get bacterial infection. And as there was data, you know, from Boston Hospital in the 1940s that shows that 82% of bacterial infections would end up in death. So you could just have a scratch from dirt get in it, and then you could end up with a bacterial infection and could have died. Whereas now it's not very common for people to actually die from that. You know, because we know more, you know, we're more advanced in terms of technology, defences, and how, you know, to help ourselves in terms of our body. But yeah, and just imagine the fact that we don't really think about this stuff too much shows how fast humans forget and move on, and how happy we can be living the present and not the past. I just thought that was really kind of interesting, because it really isn't that long ago, and things have changed so dramatically in terms of medical knowledge, you know, so that's really good. So but in this section it's gonna, you know, like I said, it's looking at like infections, but some more cells, and just like defense, I suppose, in the body. I'm finding it really interesting for that information. And then part 3 is hostile takeover. So it's around the different immune systems in different parts of your body, about certain cells, viral infections, etc. So vaccines and immunization ends that section as well, which I think is going to be really interesting to see how that also plays into it. And then part 4 is rebellion and civil war. So it's around your immune system, about autoimmune diseases. So it's different diseases, stress, how to boost your immune system, that sort of things. And a final word, and it does feature a little bit about the coronavirus pandemic as well. So it's been really interesting so far. You would have seen that this morning I also started Your Place or Mine by Patricia McIntosh. This is coming out on the 17th, so tomorrow. So by the time this is up, because this is going to be a week-long blog, it will be out in the world, guys. So I've read one of her books before, which was The Plus One Pact, and I read that last summer. I really enjoyed it. It was set in Leeds, and this one is also set in Leeds. I think all of her books must be set in Leeds. Maybe that's where she's from. I'm not too sure. I haven't looked into where the author's. I knew she was British, but I don't know specifically. And yes, so first of all, what I enjoy about this is our main character, Serena, she's actually 31, so which is quite refreshing for like a romance novel, because I feel like they always center around people in their 20s. So I think it's a bit refreshing. You know, it's brief mentioned that she's dating someone, but it's nothing serious. So it's interesting from that perspective. So this one follows Serena, our main character. She ends up being kicked out of her flat. She ends up being in a situation where she's kicked out of her flat, and then she doesn't have her job either, and with nowhere to go. But her friend is married, and she and her husband are going off traveling for a while, and they need something to do house sitting. So she makes her offer of, why don't you just stay in our house and look after it for us while we're away. However, her husband, her friend's husband, also makes the offer to his friend. So there ends up being two of them in the house, and Iggy, I believe his name is supposed to be, we've not come across him yet because I'm only 8% into this book, is the friend. And basically Serena and Iggy don't get on. He is like loud, throw parties, etc. And she ends up realizing the only way to kind of kick him out is to be like equally as annoying. So there's some sort of like war and battle going on between the two of them, because she's trying to like make him uncomfortable to leave, but then he realizes that's what she's doing. So then there's some sort of like war battle going on, which sounds so intriguing, like it's giving enemies to lovers vibes from that synopsis. It's going to be interesting to see kind of where that ends up. But yeah, so far so good. Like I said, I'm enjoying the fact that one, it's in the UK, but it's not in a typical location of in the UK. And then yeah, that our character is actually in her early 30s as well. So we'll see how that goes. That was on my TBR. I know I mentioned that I wasn't sure what I was going to do with my TBR, but that was originally on my TBR. I'm probably only going to end up switching one book out. I'm just looking at my TBR here. So I really do want to read Same Page, A Love Story by Hannah J, which was a new to me author and indie self-pub author. She is on Instagram, and this is how I know our book's there. It's on Kindle Unlimited, and I do really want to read it, but I don't know if I'm going to have time to read it in this. But Immune is, like I think I said this the other day, Immune is going to be a new to me author because I haven't read anything by this author, and also I will be using it as free choice probably. Your Place of Mine is revisit a book / author. It is the second book. It's the second time I'll be reading a book by Patricia McIntosh, so that's why that one fits. But see, the thing is, the one Shiver by Annie Reynolds, I think I might still keep as setting as a plot because it is a snowy vibe. It is a huge kind of mystery locked vibe, which I'm feeling that. We played Cluedo on Saturday, which obviously is murder mystery, and then we watched Knives Out the other week, and then also there is an Italian one, a Netflix film. Was it Seven Women? I can't remember the full title. Also murder mystery, guys, and I'm just loving those kind of vibes. So I'm gonna try and keep that one if I can. So the one kind of section that I'm gonna struggle with is the indie self-pub small press reading prompt. There's also non-reading prompts, which, you know, I'll look at those as well. But I may pick up the next one in the Ice Planet Barbarian series, guys, because they are self-published, but I have Kindle Unlimited, but they're also on Scribd, and they're audiobooks, and they're really quick and super fast. So it depends on time if I'll get to that. We shall see. But I do, at some point, I still want to read Same Page. We'll see how it goes. I feel like I've been speaking for absolute ages. I'm gonna have lunch, guys, do some reading of some description, and I will catch up with you later on. I will need to look at the prompts, like I said, that are the non-reading prompts, to see if I can tick those off. And at some point, I need to do the Immune challenges, and I will show you the outcomes of those. But that's it for the moment. I've been talking for far too long, guys. I will speak to you later. Guys, it is Tuesday, and I'm just back in the gym. I'm going to be hopping in the shower shortly. The first time I went to the gym this week. I need to keep me accountable, guys. I want to try and go at least twice a week. 3 times a week would be better, but I've been consistently going twice a week since the start of January, okay? It's not like I've been going forever, but, you know, we're trying to be healthier. I'm trying to be a healthier person, because last year I read Atomic Habits, guys, and I'm trying to change the way I set goals, not just go to the gym or, like, you know, lose weight, just be a healthier person. So it involves food, exercise, you get it, guys. And I think that goes quite well with this readathon because, like, you know, it's always very chill, self-care, and yes, so I will update you on where I am on the bingo board, but I'm going to give you little reading updates first of all. So Your Place or Mine, I'm 27% of the way through now. I am like flying through this, like it's going by so quickly. I'm really enjoying it. I'm liking the development of our characters. We have finally met Ziggy, and we're starting to see some of his annoying traits, let's say, in the house. So things are starting, but they haven't started their like war of like she's gonna try and like kick him out type thing, try and get him to like leave. There is been a twist in this I don't know if that's really, there's been a reveal, I think that's a better word to say, in this that I wasn't expecting because obviously it wasn't in the synopsis, but you're not going to know everything. So yes, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays into Serena's kind of story. I'm enjoying the fact that we are getting to know her and also Ziggy as people first, because sometimes I feel with romance novels you get into like relationship wise quite quickly and not really focus on them as people on their own right, and I think Patricia McIntosh does that really well. So there's that. Now on to Immune. This is heavy. So I've not finished today's pages, but I started them. I am on page 68. I am enjoying it. I really do like the analogies. So he like used like a battle as an analogy for describing like how your body reacts to like infections, etc. And it's just, he puts it in words that, like I said, you really get it. And I feel like if they did that when we were at school, we'd pay attention more in science, for those of us that are not science people. But I'm enjoying it, I'm understanding a lot, I'm learning things, and yeah, I'm just, yeah, really good. So this evening is going to be focusing on finishing today's pages and getting ahead on tomorrow's pages, because tomorrow I need to travel to a different office for work. So I'm gonna be on trains and stuff, and I'll be back a little bit in the evening. So I will have reading time, but obviously I'm not carrying this around, obviously. So I'll have my Kindle with me, so I'll be reading Your Place or Mine. So I kind of want to get ahead on the pages for tomorrow tonight if I can, so that I don't have to try and pick this up after a long day tomorrow, you know? Just because, like, obviously this is heavier material. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, you know, this is like scientific, like it needs brain power basically is what I'm saying. So whereas tomorrow night, you know, reading a romance book does not require that much brain power. So that's the plan. Okay, so let me just have a little look at our bingo board. As you're aware, I obviously haven't finished a book. However, there are like self-care prompts. So there was one that's cozy reading session, which yesterday I got all nice and cozy with my blankets and I read. Even if it was Immune, I felt nice and cozy, so I feel like that one's ticked off. Make a reading resolution. So my reading resolution is to get ahead on tomorrow's pages for Immune. I'm counting that, guys, because I have already set my like kind of resolutions, and I suppose, you know, I want to always try and read at least 15 minutes before going to sleep. That's another resolution, I think, because I always sleep better when I've read before going to sleep, so I will do that. I still need to pay it forward. That's not one that I'm going to show you guys, because it'll be something that I do for someone in private. So, and then something for you. I can't remember what they said about something for you. Something for you, wait a minute, do something for yourself. Something for myself. I don't know what I'm going to do for that one. I'll have a think, and it'll be somewhere I just do something for myself, treat myself in some way or other, whether it be time, something nice, we'll see what happens. And then I need to really look at the Immune challenges. They are fun challenges, but I can't remember all of them, but probably won't do that until Thursday now, because it's not going to happen tomorrow and it's going to happen this evening. I've been speaking for a while, so I'm going to be quiet now, and I'm going to go shower, have dinner, and we are going to read some more pages of Immune, probably watch another episode of The Crown. We're only just getting to season 5 because my husband had a job in another city last year, so when it came out we weren't in the same place and we went to watch together, and then like Christmas happened, etc. So it's only now that we're sitting down to watch it, so we'll probably watch an episode of that, read Immune, and that's kind of it, just prep for tomorrow. And yeah, I will speak to you tomorrow, Thursday. Friday evening, and I've not spoken to you in like a few days. I have updates of I finished Your Place or Mine, and I will get into that in a moment. I started Shiver by Ali Reynolds, which is I'm using for like setting as a place for the readathon, which I am not too far into. I'm enjoying it so far. It's kind of setting up, we're getting to know the characters, and we kind of get an idea of like kind of what happened in the past. We're getting past chapters and the now as well, and it's where they've been gathered, these friends, because they're snowboarders. They used to be friends, I suppose, and they got gathered there and they thought it was someone of the group, and it's not, and quite clearly somebody's gathered them there for a reason. So yes, I'm enjoying that. In terms of Immune, I still need to finish yesterday's pages. I'm almost done those, and then I need to read today's pages. Probably won't finish them all, and it'll be more like tomorrow that I'll fully catch up because it's Saturday. But I'm enjoying it. My favourite chapter so far has been the Murder University, and that is totally out of context for you guys. But there is a part in our body that I didn't know existed, and it's just about like, you know, how cells get trained for the immune system. You kind of need to read the book to like know what's going on, but it's a thymus. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's all about that, and that was my favourite chapter so far. But I'm enjoying this, and like I still need to try and do some of these challenges because I do want to do those, but I'm enjoying it. It's really good, and I definitely recommend it because I am learning a lot and I am actually understanding what's going on because it's done in such a way that I understand. So, and I need to go and check out some of his videos as well, and that's one of the challenges, I think, to film yourself reacting to a video. So I'm going to see if there's some on the immune system that I can react to. We'll see. We'll need to do that at some point. Okay, Your Place or Mine. I still need to kind of write up my thoughts because I need to submit a review to NetGalley because it was an ARC. And you know, I'm just gonna tell you straight off the bat, I'm thinking 2.5 stars. Okay, there's too much going on in this book. It was really quick, fast, it's short, but there's too many storylines. Okay, because as you know, we have like Serena and Ziggy, obviously staying in the house. They're supposed to be warring between each other. That's what you're told in synopsis. That does happen. However, it was more childless things, and there was only a couple of things. There wasn't that much. I feel like I was expecting more, and I think it's because there was this other storyline. There was this other kind of romantic storyline that kind of started. It was there at the beginning, and it continued quite a way into the book. And I'm just like, why? Why does this keep going? When is this gonna stop? And how that was resolved, I wasn't a fan of. I don't want to say too much about that because it's gonna like ruin elements of the book, but like, why was that there? It was just, there was too much going on. I feel like it could have focused on Ziggy and Serena, and you know, they're warring. It could be more about that and them getting to know each other as people. Obviously there's still the usual kind of storyline where your main character, which is Serena, she's the one that we're getting the point of view from. There was obviously something of a personal development for it, and you normally get that in the books. It's just that other kind of romantic storyline that's there and kind of continues on, and it's just like, why? What are we doing here? What are we doing with the storyline? There was too much going on, and yeah, like I said, I wasn't a fan how that resolved. I think we could have had more from the characters because I don't feel like they developed that much. At least Ziggy, you don't get to know too much about him really in the grand scheme of things when you have like, that's supposed to be your main love interest, so not great. However, like I said, I read the +1 pack last year and I really enjoyed it. So Portia McIntosh does write good books, guys. This one, I just feel like, yeah, too much was crammed into it and not enough time to like develop characters and stuff. And that's it, guys. That is it for like updates at the moment. It is the weekend. I've just come back from the gym, which is why I'm like this. I'm gonna shower. We are making pizza. I have again just bought like the gluten-free pizza bases. I didn't bother like making dough, but my husband did for himself because he's not gluten intolerant. So we're doing homemade pizzas. I'm probably gonna watch something. I don't know. We still have to finish The Crime, but I don't know if we'll watch that or if we'll watch a film. I will update you as we go along. But yes, a pizza. I love it. I love just making pizza, just chilling in front of the TV, and it's just gonna be nice. But yes, Moon, I should at least finish the section of yesterday. I might not get to today's one, but we'll see. Hello, lovely people. It is Saturday evening, and I've not read a thing today. I have not read a single thing. We went out and then went to meet a friend for lunch, having pizza, and yeah, just been had a nice day with people, and I have not read a single thing today. I have got 2 days worth of pages to catch up on Immune, and I still need to have a look at the challenges and try and do those. But I'm gonna end the vlog here. And the first week of Mixtape Readathon is over for me, and I'll start tomorrow for the second week, and we'll see how I get on. But I think, like, prompt wise, like, I'm gonna do it, guys. I just need to, like, kind of focus a little bit tomorrow, and you know, during the week read a little bit, catch up on Immune, and I should be good. But thank you so much for watching, and yeah, comment, like, subscribe, and I hope you see you in the next one. Bye.